Morning, everybody. It is 8:29 on this Tuesday morning, the 26th of September, and this is your pre-opening comment. Good to be back at work after the holiday yesterday. Um, and the chart on the screen is the Japanese yen. And if you haven't been hearing about it, you will be. In the past 12 years, the Japanese yen has gone from a high in here of about 132 to yesterday's close of 68.068. Um, that's cut in half. Now, that cannot possibly be good. And there are a number of reasons for it. As in most things, this is all about balance because um, for exports, and Japan has plenty of them, that's a positive, makes Japanese goods cheaper. Tourism, a weak yen means more tourists to Japan. And inflation, neither here nor there, because it goes in both directions. On the negative side, import costs, especially for a country that has no resources, primarily I'm speaking about energy, means that imported things are very expensive. Inflation can be a positive, but excessive inflation obviously a huge negative. International debt. Um, Japan has a significant amount of international debt, primarily in foreign currencies. They own a huge amount of US debt, all of which would have to be marked down on the basis of rising interest rates. And of course, the economic uncertainty of currency volatility is always a problem for any currency, but that's what Japan is going through now. I mean, we haven't seen this kind of level um, in the Japanese yen going back to 1990. And in order to find a place much lower than that, you got to go back to 1985. And so this is a real problem. So again, the problems come from everywhere. As Dennis likes to remind me, when we're in a bear market, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And if you read my work on Sunday, you'll see I'm pretty negative about what's going on in our economy and with our currency and with our political issues. So that's kind of where we are. Okay, let's go back to something a little bit more reasonable. We'll go back to the weekly. Constant erosion in the yen, but let's take a look at what else is going on this morning. We have the grains slightly higher, trying to bounce off these recent lows. We have nat gas all the way down. This was a roll from October to November, and the roll was from about 255 to $3. We're back to 280, and we've lost half of it today, down about a dime. Oil still in that 89 area. 89.03 was the low this morning, and basically we are just at the mid to lower end of the recent range. Oil, gold, silver, copper, all down. I really like the copper. I like the gold too, but I really like the copper. As far as stock indexes, the futures, we have the Dow, which about 10 minutes ago was down 88, is now down 148. Um, we had the S&P, which was down, let's see, was down about 11, is now down 22. And the NASDAQ, which was down about 38, slightly buoyed from some of the big names is now down 77. So a very soft day here. We have not great news on UAW. The UAW came out and said, yeah, Ford says we're doing this and we're doing that. We're nowhere near close. Okay, Asia and Europe both lower. At 9 o'clock, we have the housing price index, and we have Case Shiller. At 10 o'clock, we have existing home sales, and one that I'm particularly interested in, consumer confidence, which I have to think is moving lower. Um, as far as news this morning, Slno. This is a biotech, and they have a drug that is testing well for Prader-Will syndrome. This is something that involves obesity, uh, shortness. It's genetic and it's very rare. So we're looking at orphan drug status for this. Um, Slno Therapeutics, as I said, SLNO, has been one of those that we have had a couple of reverse splits in. A 1 for 15 last September, a year ago now, and a 1 for 5 I think back in 2018. So that gives us an adjusted high of about $742 and an adjusted low of 85 cents. However, closed at 443 yesterday, and on this news has had a range so far today of $4.46 to 20.80. The last is 17.85. That's up 13 and a half, and that is 321%. We also have IMVT. Um, IMVT is Immunivant. They have an autoimmune disease drug that has great results, and they will be holding a conference call later today. Um, this one has a range, no reverses, a range of 54 on the low, on the high, $3 on the low. Um, Closed 2028 yesterday. The range today is 23 and a half on the low, 36.60 on the high. The last is 31.93, up 11.65 or 58%. So nice. Unify Natural Foods, UNFI, a big miss. Um, Top and bottom line actually went to a loss, citing shrinkage, so theft and damaged goods, as well as a lack of inflation, which has been an advantage to them. The stock is $15.63. It's down 329 or 17%. As far as other stuff, we have Sirius SIRI talking Liberty Media filing an amended 13D, a combination of Liberty Sirius and to form a new consolidated company. Um, Pinterest up a little, HSBC with a buy rating. DraftKings upgraded to overweight from neutral. Apple down about 80 cents. The EU wants them to open up their ecosystem to rivals. So, like, that's a new story. And Ford Motor, as I said, 12.54. It's only down 4 cents, but the UAW president says, Ford plans to halt its construction of EV batteries in Michigan. Has nothing to do with really the rest of the business, and really leaning on them. Okay, again, so we have the housing price index, Case Shiller, and existing home sales, and at 10 consumer confidence. Now down 150, Nasdaq down about 80, and the S&P is down about 22. All right, everyone, have a good one. By the way, I put a story with a couple of links in the Discord room on a company called Sphere. Really interesting. Take a look at it. Have a good day.